Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Tonetta. As you all can see, I'm trying to lean over here. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to lean over here, actually. I'm coming to you this evening with a different kind of video for my page, Teas, Bunk Cakes, and Bakes. This is actually me cooking a meal this evening, actually. I saw this recipe, but I didn't see the recipe. I saw the idea on a commercial on TV, actually, the other day. I think it was Sonic. Sonic Hamburgers was the place that made or is making a garlic butter burger. So I decided to take it upon myself to try to make that tonight for dinner. I don't have a recipe or anything. I usually don't have recipes for my dinners, but I'll just try to make it up how I think it should go. I guess I put it that way. So I wanted to include you all in on that. And it sounds like it should be quite simple. I'm just putting garlic and butter in the skillet to fry the hamburger in, and it should be okay. I'm assuming. But I'm actually gonna put my own little twist on it as well and make it into a quesadilla burger. So because I've made quesadilla burgers in the past, so I want to make sure I make one of those. And that's a timer for the oven for the French fries. I got French fries making as well. But like I said, I want to turn this into some type of quesadilla burger. So you will see that process as well. Like I said, this is my first time ever doing this on a video, and no, it's not perfect. I don't have a tripod, but I'm trying to make it work anyway, just to see how it goes and at least put this into action. I guess I'd say that, because this has been something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. Is to actually bake on, I guess like bake on like camera and cook on camera for you all, so I can show you all how I'm making my food and tell you all what's in the recipes I'm making and stuff like that. Because I really love doing stuff like that. So I want to bring that to you tonight. And once again, this is Tonetta with Teas, Bun Cakes, and Bakes. And no, this isn't a bun cake or a bake tonight, but it is actually going to be a garlic butter burger. I'm going to turn it into my own version of a quesadilla burger. So just bear with me while I get things going. I already got of course, the skillet and the what it's called spatula already on the stove. So I'm just going to actually get my hamburger together because I haven't actually did that yet. So I'm getting my hamburger meat together. I already had it unthawed already. It was in the refrigerator for a few days, so that, like I said, that's already unthawed. And you can use as much hamburger as you want, guys, on for your hamburger. I'm just taking a portion of this. Oh, I guess I should have did that over the stove, huh? Okay, I'm learning. I'm dropping the hamburger on the floor. So I'm trying to get the hamburger together so I can make it like into a patty. So I can smush it down in the stove. I'm getting stuff. Trying to get it. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to get it all together for you all. And like I said, this is just regular ground beef. You all can use whatever kind of meat you want. Some people like turkey burgers. You want to use turkey burgers, you can use that. Some people I've seen, of course, I've had bison, I've had buffalo, I've had all kind of meats that of course, that was ground that I got from a store called Fresh Time here in St. Louis. And you can use whatever kind of meat that you want to use. Some folks may actually like pork. You can use ground pork or ground chicken as well too. You can use either one. So, like I said, that choice is yours. Whatever kind of ground meat you want to use to make your burger out of, feel free to do so. I'm trying to get this hamburger together, y'all. Y'all can see me pressing on this thing, trying to. I'm trying to make sure I can flatten it out because it has to go into like the quesadilla, the tortilla shell. So I'm trying to get enough hamburger on there. Okay, there we go. I got it, I got it, I got it. And like I said, you can use whatever kind of ground meat you want. And also whatever kind of, whatever size burger that you want as well. Some people like a skillet burger. I've seen those. I'm washing my hands, y'all. But just depends on what you're wanting. If you want one that's a skillet size, use a lot more hamburger. You probably have to use like a half a pound of hamburger or a pound if you want it that big. But mine is probably just like palm size. Maybe a little bit bigger than that once I spread it out, but that's what the size it is right now. And I'll be right back with you in a moment. I'm washing this hamburger off my hands, so give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. All right, got my hands off. Okay, so I haven't turned the skillet on yet, you all, but I'm about to turn it on shortly. Like I said, the only thing I have cooking is the fries in the oven, and they may be done before I even. And they're just some regular steak fries I got from. I think I got them from Aldi or Save a Lot, so they weren't like expensive or I didn't make them homemade at all. I just bought them from the store, so I'm still here. So like I said, I'm about to actually I have to get the butter, and I'm using just the regular butter that I had in the refrigerator as soon as I get a stick of it. So give me 1 second, y'all. And I'm getting my minced garlic as well. Okay. So Here's my butter. It's just Blue Bonnet butter. That's the butter is upside down on there, but that's okay. But that's the butter that I'm using. And then I'm using the minced garlic that comes in a jar that looks like this. I actually got this from Walmart. They had them. I don't know if y'all can see that, but they had these little jars. I love using minced garlic in almost everything that I cook. So all my casseroles, all my food usually has garlic, like minced garlic in it. But I'm actually cooking like stews and different things like that. And I got this little jar. I got actually about 4 of these. I know Aldi sells them if you're here in St. Louis. And then, like I said, I got this one actually at Walmart. They had these for 50 cents each, so I bought 4 of them one day. That was about a few weeks ago. And if you're in St. Louis, I believe it was the Walmart on Lindbergh and Highway 44, if they still have them. So let me get a spoon to get the butter out of here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the skillet, y'all, to get this stuff a cooking. And I'm just using medium heat. It's not on high, it's not on low, but it's like right in the middle. So I can go ahead and start cooking. And I'm trying to smush it down some more, y'all, so I can, because that tortilla shell, of course, those things are kind of large. So I'm trying to smush it out as much as I can to get as much flatness as I can with this hamburger. And you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You don't have to make the quesadilla burger if you don't want to. I'm just choosing to do so because that's something I just want to do for this recipe, just to see what it will taste like and how I can make this recipe different. So, because I just to let you know why I want to do this. Like I said, this is for my page, Cheese, Bunk Cakes, and Bakes. And I am going to be making a cake at some point. Probably not right now because I actually would have to get a tripod so it won't flip off the stove because the phone is just sitting on the stove. But like I said, I actually want to start sharing my videos, my recipes with you all so you all can have some great ideas to make for your families as well. Whether it's just you and your kids or you and your spouse and your kids or just you by yourself or whatever kind of situation you have. Like I said, you can definitely make these kind of recipes for your family as well. And that's why I wanted to do this, because I eventually will turn this into a cookbook, because I've been writing down recipes for years now. And somebody, actually a few people have mentioned, and I thought about it as well, why don't I make a recipe book? And that I will do. It won't be right now, of course, and I'm writing a different kind of book right now, which is my first book actually. I don't have a title for it yet, but it is actually an adult erotica book actually. That's my first little fun book that I actually wanted to write just to see if I can write something like that to get my creative skills flowing and stuff like that. So, but like I said, with these recipes, I eventually will turn them into a cookbook. So it won't be right now, but like I said, you all, it will be coming. I put it that way. In the next probably year, it won't be quick, because I actually have to type it all up and all that kind of stuff, of course, and figure out what kind of format I want to have it in. But like I said, I will definitely include this recipe in there since I'm just creating this all of a sudden. So that will be in the book as well. And why I'm actually the burger's starting to fry now, so I'm going to actually put some butter in here, like a little pat of butter. I don't know how much butter, maybe almost a tablespoon's too much. Probably like a half a tablespoon of butter just to coat the pan. So I'm putting that in there, and it's about this much, you all. I'm trying to get the camera right. Okay, now I can see. Okay, so you all can see how much I'm putting in there. And like I said, it's probably like a half of a tablespoon of butter, just enough to coat the pan while I'm cooking this hamburger. I'm not putting the whole tablespoon unless I have to. Then I will, of course, take the whole tablespoon and put some more butter in there. So, but right now it's just a pat, half of that. I'm trying to. You all can see me now, so I'm trying to get up here and smush, get this butter to melting so it can go around the hamburger actually. And just to let you all know, I'm not a big person to, of course, season my food a lot. But I may season this. I don't know, cause to me, when I'm cooking food, when I'm making like my casseroles and stuff like that you all have seen on the page, to me, all the ingredients that I put in there actually season the casserole with the minced garlic, with the jalapenos, with the onions, all that kind of stuff seasons the food for me. So I usually don't add anything extra, unless it's like one of my Mexican casseroles where I have to add like a little bit of the taco seasoning. But other than that, I don't usually add anything else. But I may decide to put a little bit of pepper. I'll get some pepper. I'll put a little bit of pepper on here, y'all. And while I'm walking over here to get the pepper, I just want to thank you all for those who reached out to me and who joined Cheese, Bunk Cakes, and Bakes, my site, when I had my ad going a few days ago. I just want to thank you all for doing so and joining my site. And this is something new. This is the first time I'm doing this on the page, actually. So I just want to thank you all, like I said, for joining my site and for, of course, reaching out to ask questions about my business and things like that. And I have not answered those questions, so I want to do that in this video. There was a few people that asked about, of course, like about my hours and where I'm located, whether I deliver and all those kind of things. So I'll tell you all those while I'm cooking this. For one, of course, I am based out of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm actually in the city of St. Louis in Lafayette Square. So I'm based out of St. Louis, Missouri. And yes, I do deliver. I won't deliver, of course, hundreds of miles away, that kind of thing at all. But I will, of course, if you, because of course I've delivered before. If it's close to here, that kind of thing, maybe like 10 to 15 miles, I'll just go ahead and deliver to your home or wherever you want the event space, because I've delivered to event spaces and office buildings and stuff like that before. But for those who, of course, are maybe 20, 25, 30 miles away, we can, of course, meet in between. So, of course, I won't have to drive so far, so you won't have to drive so far either. So, like I said, we can definitely meet halfway. And just to let you all know what I'm doing now, I'm actually about to add some of the garlic, and it smells so good. Some of the garlic to the pan here, actually. And yes, it's, let me see, the garlic is actually in, this garlic is actually, is it in water or is it in oil? I can't tell if it's in oil or water, but whichever it is, I'm going to add some of that juice to it as well. I'm not going to just put the garlic in, I'm going to add some of the juice to it as well. And I'm actually putting the garlic right on top of this hamburger, and a little bit on the side to flavor the butter with, actually, you all. Uh-oh. I don't know how, I put like 1 spoonful in there. Like I said, a few droplets went into the actual butter. The other droplets, of course, went on top of the hamburger. So I want to make sure my hamburger is well seasoned with the garlic once I do flip it over, and I'm about to flip it over shortly. And just to let you all know, I do not actually usually always, I don't usually cook my hamburger all the way through. I usually have my medium well, just to let you know. Sometimes I've had it medium as well, so I do have like a little bit, but some pink in the middle of mine. Just to let you know. And you don't have to cook it that way, that's just how I cook it. I guess I should have put some grease at the bottom of this, huh? Some of this butter at the bottom. Let me get some of this butter at the bottom, so it won't be so sticky next time. Okay, there we go. Now I just flipped it over, y'all. I'm trying to scoop some of this garlic back over here, because it's kind of floated away a little bit. There we go. And like I said, the garlic, I put 1 spoonful. I don't know if it's a tablespoon, just like 1 silver spoonful on top of the burger, majority of it on top of the burger, and some of it in the butter sauce or in the butter that's at the bottom that has gathered is what I've done. But like I said, I am in St. Louis, Missouri, and I do deliver, and I can, of course, meet you all. Just depends on how far you are away. So like I said, I will definitely meet you in between if you need. If it's an event, of course, that's 20 miles away, that kind of thing, I will, of course, drive all the way to the event, but of course there is an extra, of course, delivery fee for that, just to let you know. So, but otherwise, like I said, I'll deliver or meet you halfway. Let me see, what else was it? I'm trying to see what else was it. Oh, somebody was asking about whether it's actually like a bakery location that I have or not, or was it in my home? I am actually baking and, of course, cooking out of my home. With the cottage food laws that we have here in Missouri, it does allow that for you to cook now. Well, not the cooking part, but the baking part. Baking and selling at home now. As long as there's not like any kind of, like if I'm like having like a craft show or a vendor event, as long as I'm not having the cakes on the table that have cream cheese and all those kind of things that can spoil, just a regular cake with a little sauce on the side, they said that is fine. So I did have to check with Jeff City and make sure that our laws were, because before Missouri didn't even have, well, we had the law, but it was actually just only in the rural parts, not in the city actually. So, but now it actually covers the entire state of Missouri, that you can, of course, cook at home now. Excuse me, Lord, I got sneezes. That you can, of course, bake at home and sell your baked goods, as well as actually I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to this, y'all. Oh my God, this pepper got me sneezing, Lord Jesus. But like I said, with Missouri, they have now allowed you to do like canned items, like your canned salsas and different things like that. They allow you to make jellies and stuff like that as well. And actually, y'all, I'm going to use a little bit of garlic powder just to season this with as well, just so it won't be too bland, just in case I didn't add enough garlic on it. But Hopefully, I didn't put a lot on there, just like a little bit. But like I said, with the college school laws in Missouri, they now allow you to, of course, bake from your home and sell your products. Whether you can get and sell your products. Like I said, you just have to make sure that you do have like a little label on there saying that the food was prepared from your home kitchen. We do not have to be licensed at all. As far as like an actual licensed commercial kitchen, you don't have to be unless you have the space to do so. But if you're baking from home, the laws now in Missouri and many other states as well allow you to do that. So just keep that in mind, just in case there's other bakers out there who want to, of course, start baking cakes or cupcakes or brownies and selling them, or you're into making jellies and different things like that, or candies and suckers and stuff like that. You can sell all that stuff from your home now. But like I said, as far as me, that's what I'm doing. I'm selling mine from my home. Uh, trying to see if there's anything else that was asked, actually. Like I said, those were the main things. Oh, the hours. My hours, just of course, just to let you all know, I am a full-time social worker, so I do work full-time. Baking and cooking and stuff like that has always been a passion of mine, and I've done that in my part-time. If it gets to full-time, that'd be awesome, but if not, of course, it's still in my part-time that I'm doing, I guess, like in the off hours. I work every day from, 8 to 4:30. So any hours outside of that, that's what I use to bake, and I'm showing you all this, my first little cooking video, demonstration video. So like I said, usually outside of those working hours, that's when I'll be getting to like my baking and cooking and all those kind of things. So, and just to let you know, I haven't sold the cooking items, just the baking items, but I have had, of course, people want to sample my casseroles and the things that I have made, which is fine. And I always tell anybody that's watching any of my videos or on any of my posts, if you all want to, of course, sample any items that I have, as long as I have some left, you all are more than welcome. Just make sure that you ask me, because I do have several people that's on this page that do, that have, of course, agreed to be my taste testers. And they've been tasting some of my baked items, my pound cakes and things like that. So just like I said, let me know if you want to be added to that list. I can definitely add you. Whether it's for the casseroles, because I do have sometimes casseroles left over, like different parts of the casserole, and I'm only one person, so I make all this stuff, but I do take it to work for my coworkers. They love all my casseroles. And some of them are, of course, vegetarian, because I am learning how to cook vegetarian and that kind of thing as well. Like the black bean sweet potato casserole, that's always awesome. I make a cabbage casserole as well. My coworkers, like I said, they love them all. I've taken all the ones I've made to work, so that's been a good deal. Just to let you all know, I'm actually done with the hamburger. Like I said, I don't cook mine too long to have it all the way done, especially since I'm making this a quesadilla burger, and I actually have to recook this thing. I don't want to have it too done and be too dry or anything. So, but like I said, that's your preference. Whatever you want with your hamburger, you can make it rare, all the way well done, or anything in between. That's definitely up to you. And like I said, I did use a little bit of garlic powder on there, just a tiny bit, just to make sure that it's a little bit seasoned. Because I kept seeing my garlic going off and it's sticking to the pan. So next time I'll know that. But that's okay. This is my first time doing this. But like I said, that's for the burger. So I'm going to go ahead and get the actual flour. I think I have flour tortillas in here. As soon as I find them. And these are just flour tortillas I've gotten from, I probably would save a lot of Aldi. I don't know, one of those stores. My favorite stores. They're a little bit cheaper, of course, to buy stuff like this from. Like your Staples and stuff like that. That's where I always usually shop. It's Aldi and Save a Lot. Like I said, they're cheaper to get your staples from. Okay, let me see. And I got the, like I said, this is just the regular tortilla shells. I don't know what size. There's somewhere on here. Is it 10 inch? I don't think I'll use all the 10 inch, but I mean, I still have to put the burger in there. And actually, wow, let me see how big this is. I may just want to cut this down some because I'm not going to use, yeah. I'm actually just going to tear this in half, y'all. I folded the tortilla in fours because, like I said, this is a 10-inch one. And I'm just going to tear it right down the middle so I can use just half of this tortilla. Because I don't want that much tortilla leftovers. I just throw it away. So I'm trying not to waste anything. I can always use the other part for another burger if I decide to make one, or for a small wrap if I decide to make one of those as well. Because I do make those too. So I'm trying to see what else about my baking. Oh, about the teas, bun cakes, and bakes. Some have asked, what kind of stuff do I make? I make all kind of, I'm not going to say everything in the world, of course. We can't make everything in the world. But I do make, of course, every pound cake that I make is homemade from scratch with the butter, sugar, flour, eggs, all that kind of stuff going into the ingredients. All, of course, fresh ingredients that I get from the same stores, probably Aldi or Save-A-Lot, whichever one has it that I'm close to. I'll get it from there as well. But like I said, they're all homemade. The the ones that most people seem to like are the caramel and the lemon. I've made, of course, rum cakes. I made tequila cakes as well. So I have made liquor cakes as well, you all, just to let you know. I'm getting more into different kinds of bundt cakes that I'm making. Well, I have the bundt cake pan. I have several of them. So I love making the bundt cakes because I know a lot of people aren't doing that right now. But I love making the bundt cakes. I do also make, I don't have the pan in here right now, but they have like the loaf pans. I have like the small, the medium, and the large loaf pans that I can also make the pound cakes into. I'm actually, like I said, experimenting with doing some fruit-filled bundt cakes, whether that's with blueberries or a peach cobbler cake. Because I'm on Instagram as well, so I see a lot of folks from Atlanta and down south doing all kind of fruit-filled cakes and putting the fruit in the middle and stuff like that. So I'm going to be making one of those very soon. So if anybody wants some of it, just let me know. Because once I make it, I know my family's going to want some as well. But that's just going to be a tester cake for me, just to see what it's going to look like and see what it's going to taste like. So like I said, if you all want some, just let me know. And I'm going to get this hamburger out of here so I can put it, I'm putting it in the tortilla. I don't know if you all probably cannot see this, but I'm actually just putting it in the tortilla shell, actually. I'm trying to see if I can move this kind of so you all can kind of see. You may not be able to see, no. That's okay. I'll just keep talking and telling you all what I'm doing. I'll just show it to you. Like I said, this is the half tortilla that I did make. And I did cut, tear in half. Like I said, the hamburger's on this part of the tortilla. Only on one part, so I can fold it over like this when I put the cheese in there. So it's only on one part. So like I said, I do have that in there. I'm going to get some cheese. You can use any kind of cheese that you want. You can use shredded cheese. You can use sliced cheese, whatever kind of cheese that floats your boat. Right now I have Munster cheese that I'm going to use for this. So I'm going to use probably one slice of cheese on here. And you can put as many slices as you want, y'all. Whatever kind of cheese you want. If you're a cheese fiend, you can use as much cheese as you want on there. Whatever, like I said, whatever floats your boat. But I'm just going to put one slice. And if you're using shredded cheese, the same thing goes to that as well. Use as much shredded cheese as you want, y'all. That's up to you. I'm just using one slice right now. And like I said, that's what I'm doing with that, with the quesadilla burger. I'm just folding it over like this. I'm just going to put it on into the oven, you all. I'm actually going to put it into the oven on top of, actually my fries are done, so I'll take those out. But I'm going to actually put the quesadilla burger on top of the same pan with the foil that I used for my fries. Once I get it out the oven, y'all, so I got to get it out the oven, so give me 1 second. I'm going to have to put those on a plate, so get this out the way. Oh, good. Y'all, I'm moving too fast. I put the paper on plate in the sink. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me get the holder so I can get the fries out the oven. Like I said, I just made regular steak fries. I got them from either Save-A-Lot or Aldi. I'm not sure which one, but that's just what they are. Regular steak fries, y'all. Uh-oh, I guess I'll stick them over there. I don't want to just stand over. It's kind of warm. Oh, I can show you the steak fries. They're just on foil. There's no seasoning on them at all. Like I said, I don't really season my food a lot at all. I did put a tiny bit of garlic powder on the burger, but that's about it. Like I said, that's just me, y'all. I know other folks love seasonings and love salts and things like that. I've just never been the kind of person that actually loves seasonings like that. But when I do my cookbook, I will give you all a variety of different kinds that you can use for whatever kind of meal you're making. I guess I'd say that. So, of course, there's always any seasoning that you want to use that you can use for any kind of food that you're doing. So, and with this, like I said, y'all, I'm just going to take my quesadilla burger, and like you see it in my hand, just set it up here on top of my little pan that goes into the oven. I'm going to put this in the oven for probably, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 7 minutes, y'all. Just enough to melt the cheese, actually, and to get the tortilla a little bit warm. Now I know I was at. Let me get this off the stove too. And I know I was at the point telling you all about telling you all about what kind of cakes I do. Like I said, I am getting into making like the peach cobbler cakes and things like that. So I love making peach cobbler, y'all. And I haven't made one in a while for some reason actually, but I will be, of course, making one with the first pound cake that I make like that. That'll be the first one actually. A peach cobbler pound cake. So like I said, if you want some, you want to test that and taste that, let me know. And I'll definitely get you, as long as you're in the St. Louis area, and I'll definitely get you a slice of it actually. So it's not a problem. So let me see what else I can, the other kind of pound cakes. Let me see, I'm trying to see. I said the bun cakes, and let me get the small, well, you all probably know what the loaf pans look like. They're like the little bread loaf pans. Like I said, I have the small, medium, and large as well. And they're all, of course, different prices. I'm not going to get into that right now, but they're definitely different prices. I'm trying to see. I also make, or have made, cakes like in those aluminum foil pans, like those little square pans. If you have like a big event, that kind of thing that you want the cake to stretch, like I said, I've done them in those kind of pans as well. And I also with the I know it says teas bun cakes and bakes. So with the bakes, you all, just to let you know, the little bakes I have always loved making cupcakes. I have about 50 million cupcake pans, the jumbo, the medium size, I guess like the regular size, and like the little bitty tiny ones. I've been making cupcakes for a long time. I love making cupcakes. So cupcakes, of course, is some of the bakes that I make. The cupcakes, I've made some that are stuffed, filled with different kind of cream cheeses, icing fillings, and caramel as well, just to let you know, and lemon curd. I've made all kinds of cupcakes. For the other bakes, I've made, of course, brownies. I love making brownies, and I love making cookies. Right now, I have you all may have seen that video on my page, this page, Teas, Bun Cakes, and Bakes, about my white chocolate, lime, cilantro cookies. Those were the last cookie mixes I made. I believe that was like a week and a half ago. But I still have a tiny bit of that mix left, so that's what that was like the last cookie mix that I made. And that was actually something that I just saw, came across Google, and I said, let me try to make this. Somebody was talking about it in their article, and I was like, I can make this. So I found a recipe and just went ahead and created what I thought was going to look like. I guess I'd say that. Of course, I followed the basic white chocolate recipe for the base, but of course, added more white chocolate chips, added more cilantro. I put a little bit more lime into the mix as well. So, and I'll include that in the cookbook too. I just know with that recipe had too much sugar, and actually at the bottom of all my single cookies, they actually burn and they caramelize. So I know next time when I make that, I'm not going to put so much sugar in there. I think it calls for like a cup and a half of sugar, and I'm going to either use a cup or 3/4 of a cup, one of the two, because it calls for too much sugar. Because like I said, it burns and crystallizes in the bottom. Unless I'm making a small little cookie cake, then it'll be okay for that. For the other bakes, like I said, those are the main things I make for the bakes. It's the cupcakes, the brownies, and the cookies. And of course, I have a cake pop machine here. I've made cake pops in the past for a baby shower and stuff like that. And like I said, I will make those things. I just don't make them often or try to specialize in them. So when I make them, of course, they won't be pretty decorated. They may be like sprinkled or that kind of thing, just really plain, but they won't be like the artsy, crafty looking ones that you may see on Pinterest or Instagram, that kind of thing. And I, of course, make Rice Krispie treats. I love my own Rice Krispie treats, y'all, but I do make those as well. I'm trying to see what else I do make, because I make a whole lot of stuff. But like I said, those four things, the bun cakes or pound cakes, and the cupcakes, brownies, and cookies are the things that I, of course, is trying to specialize in now to like narrow my actual choosings down. I guess I put it that way. Trying to see what else. I guess that's it, because I made all kind of things. Oh, well, the last thing that you all made, well, one of the things that you all may have seen, and I may have to repost it, but I made a tuxedo themed, I made tuxedo themed cupcakes and the pretzel rods for somebody's birthday party. It was somebody's father's 65th birthday party. The first time I'd ever made that, y'all. I made that. That was like last month. Was that September or August? That may have been late August or early September. I made that, you all, and that was awesome. So like I said, I have made the pretzel rods. That was my first time. I may not do that exact tuxedo theme again, because it was kind of hard to, of course, twist the cup and try to get all the like the little tuxedo decoration on there. I put it that way. Now, just like regular pretzel rods, I will definitely do that again. That's not a problem. So, like I said, that was kind of easy and simple. And I actually made the tuxedo themed or created tuxedo themed strawberries as well, chocolate dip strawberries. So I did that for her as well. I did like several dozen of those and several dozen of the pretzel rods. and several dozen cupcakes, and I made a cake for her as well, with chocolate covered strawberries on top and that kind of thing too. So like I said, I do all kind of different creative things, and just to let you all know, because a lot of you may not know where I get my baking from. Since I was a kid, I wasn't even in school yet. My great great grandmother back then, she used to wake up every morning 4:30, 5 o'clock, getting the coffee on, and every time I smelled it, of course, I jumped up like she's up to hurry on downstairs so that I can assist her in doing something. Cause she made everything from scratch, from the cornbread to the breads to everything that you can think of, to the cakes, to the skillet. I guess they call Johnny cakes and different things like that. She made everything, I guess, from scratch. The pancake mix that we always ate every morning for breakfast, she always made that from scratch every day. And like I said, that's where I took my love of baking from. We call her Big Mama. My Big Mama, like I said, every morning that I was over there, she got up early to start making stuff. So I rushed downstairs to see if I can, of course, mix up the I guess like the pancake batter, or stir up the eggs, that kind of thing. And of course, I couldn't crack them then; I was too young. Like I said, that's where my love of baking has come from. I've always loved to, of course, make stuff. Like I said, the cooking I'm just getting more into as far as the cooking, but with the baking, I love to do that. Like I said, I've done it since I was young. So since I was a kid, just trying to mix up stuff and help her out in the kitchen. And then at some point, I got to, of course, put it like pour the pancake mix into the skillet to actually flip it and that kind of thing. And of course, putting the cake in the oven or putting the mix in the pan, that kind of thing. Like I said, that definitely was a joy for me. I guess I'd say that. I'm actually cutting my oven off because I'm going to keep talking for a second. And like I said, that's where my joy of baking and creating different foods came from. I've always loved that. Back in the day, of course, when I was in my teens, and I didn't do a lot of baking, of course, growing up in my own home, because it was kind of chaotic and things were going on where it did not allow me to, of course, be that creative to cook at home like that. So I didn't start baking and cooking again, of course, until I got out on my own. When I got out of the college dorm and moved to my first apartment, I was making a whole lot of peach cobblers back then, banana puddings and different things like that, different cakes, and experimenting with like gooey butter cakes and stuff like that back then as well. I didn't make too many bundt cakes, but they were just, of course, like the pancakes or like the stack cakes. I actually went to decorating school, actually, to learn how to decorate cakes and decorate cookies. I went to Wilton's, actually. It was Wilton's courses. I got, I think, 3 or 4 certificates in there. And I can show you all. I can take pictures of them at some point and post them over the weekend. But like I said, I did do that. We had a school here out on Lindbergh, North Lindbergh, out in St. Louis County, near 270. They used to have the classes. The first class I actually took was at Michael's Arts and Crafts store. And I got my first Wilton's cake decorating certificate from there. And I think the classes were like 6 weeks long at the most for all the classes. For each class, I'm sorry. We had to bring our own supplies, buy a whole lot of supplies every class, and we were doing different things, making flowers. I know how to make fondant flowers, icing flowers, all those kind of things as well. I just don't do a lot of it because it's very tedious. But if somebody's, of course, asking for that, I will, of course, practice and go ahead and get back into that mode, of course, making like the roses and chrysanthemums and all those kind of flowers and stuff like that. So I do that as well. Like I said, my first love was actually in the decorating of the cakes, and I made several wedding cakes, and let me see what else I made. I made wedding cakes, different kind of baby shower theme, like cupcakes and stuff like that. So I did all those kind of things actually. And like I said, right now I'm, of course, I'm 43 now. I just turned 43 in September, so I'm getting more back into like the last few years. I love decorating the cakes. That was fine, but I'm trying to learn like where more of my skills and where more of my passion lies. I can't talk now. Lord have mercy. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure that out. And what I figured out for me is that it's more in the taste and the creation of the items. I love adding like different things to like my mixes and trying to just test different things out. It's not more of the decorating for me. I love it still, but it's just not what I love to do 100%. Like I said, my main thing is, of course, if I have to decorate the cake, I would, but other than that, I choose not to anymore. Like I said, my main thing I'm getting into is, of course, making the full flavor bundt cakes and pound cakes and cupcakes and experimenting with different icings and toppings. And I put Oreos in my cupcakes. I put Oreos inside the actual cupcake on the bottom and made cheesecake fillings. I've done all that kind of stuff, and I love doing that. And I want to make like some outrageous kind of cupcakes with like, I said bacon before. I know I told somebody that the other day. but I actually want to make some cupcakes that may have like cinnamon rolls on top or different cookies and cotton candy, different things like that, because I have done those in the past actually. I just have never actually marketed things like that to actually sell them until now. Because I just to let you all know, I have been baking for years and creating stuff, but I actually had never gotten serious about my baking and my creations until this past year actually. It was back in July when I started to get, of course, more serious and wanted to actually turn this into a business, which I should have been did that because I've sold stuff over the years. I just hadn't actually, like I said, continued on with the process. I stopped at certain points and did this and did that, but now I'm going full-fledged with the baking business and with the personal assistant business that I have as well. And I'm actually going to get this quesadilla out of here, y'all. So I smell it. It smells so good, actually, you all. So like I said, that's what I'm doing with my baking, and that's where I have come from. As far as my baking, my passion for food and stuff like that, I've always known for food to be not just baking goods, that kind of thing, but just food, baking, anything edible, period. Whether it's a potluck or whether it's a family dinner, that kind of thing. I've always known for those kind of events to always center around food. And like I said, everything that I do, I put love into every single thing that I do. I always do. Usually I'm praying, I guess talking to God while I'm trying to make something besides this video. But usually I'm, of course, like I said, praying or I'm thinking about different things. And I know all my love and all my prayers go into your food as well. Like I said, that's something that I just always have noticed about the food, as far as all the people gathering around food and baked items and the dinners and stuff like that. It always brings joy and happiness, no matter what anybody's going through. If somebody just had a death yesterday, you can take some food over to their house and best believe they could have been down in the pits, and best believe they're up talking to you, they're laughing, joking, that kind of thing. Food has always, in my eyes, brought people together to laugh and to have fun and to enjoy each other. And like I said, that's the main basis of my intentions on my baked goods and the casseroles and the foods that I make. Like I said, I've always wanted to bring that kind of vibe to everything that I've done and everything that I do. And I try to do that as much as possible. No matter if it's just some cookies I've made, I'm going to share with everybody. I don't care if I'm selling it, whatever the case may be, or just giving it to somebody. And just to put like a smile on their face. Some folks sometimes need that. Like I said, that's just me, the kind of person I am. But like I said, I've always noticed that centering everything around food, all the holidays, all the gatherings that we have, my family, I'm sure your families as well, they always centered around food, and of course it always brings that joy and the happiness. No matter what somebody's going through, get some good food and watch their shoes kick off, watch their laughter come out, watch everybody's getting lazy and want to watch a movie and want to just talk and have a good time, and that's the vibe that I want, centered around everything that I do. And so with that, you all, I'm going to show you all this quesadilla. This is how it looks actually. This is the quesadilla burger. It's a little bit crispy, which is fine. But like I said, that's definitely what it looks like when it came out the oven. I'm just going to put this on my plate, y'all, and go ahead and dig myself in. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to my video this evening. And like I'll do this over. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to put this stuff up. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to my video this evening. I guess me making a garlic butter burger from the commercials that I saw on TV about Sonic. Food restaurants selling the garlic butter burgers, and I thought to myself, I'm going to go ahead and create this on my own. And I turned it into my own version of a quesadilla burger. It may not look like it's awesome plated like at the chefs at the restaurants, which is fine. It's all going to taste good anyway going down. It's how I always look at things. But like I said, I just want to thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. It's almost 40 minutes long actually, but I want to show you all my first video, my first meal that I ever made on camera like this. Like I said, I just want to thank you all for tuning in this afternoon to T's Bun Cakes and Bakes, to my garlic butter hamburger, quesadilla burger, and my fries that I've made for my dinner tonight. And I hope you all can, at some point, make your own version of this for your family as well, to get them in the mode of eating something different, something that you created, something that, of course, will bring love to your household through the food or whatnot. So like I said, do enjoy you all. And I thank you all for tuning in. And I hope you all have a great night, because I'm about to go enjoy this food. So enjoy you all. Have a great night. And I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye.